Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Gets the crap kicked out of him in Hand of Fate 2. I've had a really fun time recently. Perhaps you would recommend a deck for me and we could get started, then thank you. The Stars Challenge genuinely feels like an extremely hard challenge. We got a dis-synergy. That doesn't happen in that many games. Every time we took a step, we got a curse. Every time we got a curse, we had another curse that gave us... It forced us to drop a piece of equipment. It was a freaking nightmare.
The plan is in place, and the decision made. An emperor must die.
Yeah, I remember. We gotta kill the emperor. On the last day of solstice, you pass through the gates of a great city. The scene before you is overwhelming, a melange of architectural styles, exotic smells, and busy, busy people. You have taken counsel with your companions and wrestled with self-doubt. Your path is clear now. The empire is a force for darkness in the world, bringing nothing but death and destruction. If you are truly a hero, this is the time to prove it. There can be no other end than this one. The Emperor must die. Estrella has organized a covert meeting with General Flint Hollow, an ally from her Empire days. He will tell us the way into the palace, but only if we prove that we have the backing for such a rebellion. So we failed every single one of these missions about 20 times. You see the meeting place in the distance, the Church of Fires, a shining marble monument soaring above the crowd and the rabble of the city. But first you must explore the districts and gain enough support to your cause. We need 12 conspirators. An Empire soldier stares at you from across the way. You disappear into the market crowd before he realizes who you are. Yes, I remember. As we get more renowned, the chance card gambits become more difficult. We get merchant cards revealed because we start with Fate's Reward, I guess. Sure, return later. We can get more gold later. We don't need gold right now. I was originally going to suggest we just take it, but this is fine. The Corrupted City. Alright, so the Corrupted City, you'll forgive me for not reading all of the text, but having done this mission a couple times before, or attempted to do the mission a couple times before, you will recall, there's a lot of combat. The Corrupted City is essentially fight corrupted. I am feeling like, I like Hand of Fate 2, and we're kind of entering Flint Hook territory, where, the more I say it, I think the less people are going to believe it. And believe you me, I understand where you're coming from. I think that the game starts at like a 7. When you approach the mid-game and things get more complicated, it hits like an 8. And then as we get to the end and the missions are... I mean, I don't want to suggest that it's all the game's fault. I mean, I recognize that in general, I probably have below average ability in pretty much every video game under the sun. But as you approach the end, it becomes difficult in a way that I find unproductive. You know, I have no problem with difficult games. I'm older now, but I beat Dark Souls 1 without ever using a walkthrough or advice at all. I prided myself on that. I figured it out. I threw myself at the wall until it all stuck. Some of the difficulty in this, I feel, is nearly unavoidable. Right, search for spoils does require us to roll the dice sometimes. Empire's Burden. Or Billy Clubs. Probably would rather have Empire's Burden, because the Billy Clubs are for thieves. 12. Extremely rollable. Keep the 6. That's not that bad. Just a little easy drop. Look at that, 15. Amazing, incredible. With the corrupted creatures dealt with, you stand to leave and hope that no one recognizes you. Okay, you gotta roll a 15, that's tough. We just did it, but to do it on command, a little tricky. So we've got 1/3 chance times itself, so I believe that we have about a 9, maybe 10% chance to succeed on this roll. It's a 50% chance to succeed if we lose our companion. And a 50% chance to fail, but I'll do it. Let's try. So we lose renown, right? It's the bad person come to kill the Emperor. The dealer adds 1 Brimstone monster card to the monster deck. 8 of steel, that's pretty bad. A pageant wagon.
Too late.
I don't know if we've ever seen
better.
this. Parked in the Dust Quarter is a traveling theater that has seen better days. The mottled stage curtains hang tiredly. A pasty, ill-looking man named Old Patton appears to be the head of this enterprise. He waves you over. White powder has settled into the wrinkles of his face. His painted lips twist into a knowing grin. I know who you are, he whispers. That didn't sound like a whisper. That's the problem with English, you know? It gives you the stage direction at the end. It should have been he whispers blank. I know who you are. But maybe it's a little too late for that. Look here, I won't tell. He taps his red bulbous nose and winks. If you stand in for my recently and rather inconveniently deceased actor. He points out a ragged baker costume. Sure, why not? It'll be fun. The play starts off with a hag knocking on a pantomime door. Oh, baker, I've come for your hand in marriage. Pantomime is when the audience gets to participate in the drama. So I'm going to choose the things that would make the audience happiest. I'm a big star. I'm a huge YouTuber, one of the biggest on the website, without a doubt. Who's Jake Paul? I've never heard. Small potatoes. I know what audiences want. Greet the hag with a kiss. The crowd claps and jeers as you plant a kiss on the actress or actor playing the hag. They played the part with spectacular realism. Let's go. Oh, my love, dearest of hearts, I brought you a cake, the hag croaks, removing a petrified cake from the folds of her apron. The cake is spotted with mold. Take a bite of the cake. The cake tastes of cinnamon and is so stale you are forced to drag your teeth along its rock-hard surface to scrape some crumbs off. The crowd watches in morbid fascination. That's fine. That's fine. The gold. It's worth it. Then, inexplicably, a caged boar is dragged on stage. The hag looks at you expectantly. Propose to the boar. Reacting to your direction, the hag feigns shock at this unfolding drama. From the audience, you hear a few stifled yawns. Someone throws a bread roll at you. What? I have to fight 8 Empire soldiers because I tried to marry a pig? You see old Patton signaling for you to wrap up the performance. Curtsy, just curtsy. Now, we don't want to make any enemies. You put on your most endearing expression and curtsy your way to victory. The audience is captivated. You hope that old Patton is happy with your performance. Ignore the brimstone card. What do we want here? I mean, if it's a spin of all the options, gold is the best. We've done it. 15 gold. The crowd cheers and throws coins onto the stage as you bow. You've put on a good show. I thought we were going to get it all, but that's fine. Old Patton is impressed. Now this is acting and also pod racing. Old Patton pledges his services to your cause. We gained a conspirator. That's important. Corrupted city. Let's do it, dude. I'm ready. All right. That was fun. We've never had that card before. We got a conspirator. I'm a happy man. I think that... Oh, hey, Ninja of Quest. Thank you. Much appreciated. I think the most conspirators we've ever gotten has been 6, like 5 or 6. And by the time we had 5, I was like, we're gonna die. This is just, it was looking bad. I'm not gonna say it's looking better. This does strike me as like a long mission. But, you know, the easiest way to make a long mission shorter, only do it once. Or, well, I guess 3 times in this case, but this game gets hard, man. And I gotta be honest, like, as we get further into it, I think overall, still a great game. Reminds me a little bit of 10 Cloverfield Lane. Great movie. Takes some bold decisions at the end that I don't think necessarily serve it as well as they would like, but that's how I feel about Hand of Fate 2 right now, is that the game is good. And it's very good in comparison to the original. It makes some design decisions that baffle me. Just, not baffle, because I understand. Like, we want to be unique. We want to keep the player guessing. But sometimes I'm like, man, maybe sticking to something that works instead of rolling the dice on every single encounter would be better. Anyway, search for spoils. Probably use something that's good against corrupted. Yeah. Add +2 max life after every combat against thieves or corrupted, or requires less damage to cause knockdown to corrupted enemies. That's probably gonna save us. Yeah. I think that's worth it. Now we gotta roll the dice though. 7 food is great. 15 gold is fine. And now we need to roll 15s and 12s. Or maybe just 12s? That's a horrible start, except for that 6. Wonderful. Thank you. And, oh no, 15 did not get a Brimstone card. Hopefully we've purged the previous Brimstone card. By the way, I don't want to insult the viewers. I'm happy, you know, there's a small but dedicated audience that enjoys watching these, like, Fairy Tale Hand of Fate episodes. I get a couple of tweets a day that say, never reroll 4s. Really? Explain to me how I'm gonna roll a 7 on the 3rd die. I'm just saying it's not so easy as to just say that you should always keep something that's a 4 or greater. Obviously, when the ask is higher, you know, the requirements are higher as well. We got surprisingly close there. So we gained 4 fame and a Brimstone card has been added to the deck. Again, I'm hoping that we purge the previous Brimstone card by just skipping it. All right, more combat. Something that gives us map reveal would be very good here, so we could skip the corrupted ones. Although they do give us equipment. The thing is, equipment is irrelevant past a certain point. Once we have a decent piece of equipment for every slot that we can possibly equip something in, I think that's where we want to focus on doing as little combat as possible. Mind you, we also essentially don't get to choose. As far as I know, at least, there's no way to avoid combat once you encounter a... Once you encounter a corrupted city card, you're kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, huh? Hey, Colbjorn, what are you doing, my dude? Because I'm tearing it up. I'm going buck wild on these dudes. Have you deigned to do anything yet? Like, I've been fighting. You're dead. You died. How does that happen? Come back to life, please. Thank you, sir. Crack his skull, like, at the base of his neck. And then it's like, that's not enough. Let's pile drive him as well. Just to ensure the execution is obvious. Yeah. There you go. That one made more sense to me. Get cracked, son. This is where I think it's paying dividends. The idea that corrupted need less damage taken to be knocked down forever. The idea being, you know, if we can save 1 attack on average per corrupted, that might save us 8 to 12 attacks per encounter combat-wise. So, search for spoils. Huge failure is considered failure. I'm always going to search for spoils for now, even if it does add Brimstone cards in later, like 11. This time we do want to keep the 4s, I think. 50% chance. No! We're guaranteed to succeed. It's probably the right time to try it. But it hurts knowing we won't have it available for the next one. We got a rule of 15. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, it's like really tough when you don't roll a 5 or a 6 between your first 3 die. Yeah, shuffle another Brimstone card in the deck. Well, we are recognizable. Let's see if we can beat the Gambit. Had it tracked 100% of the way. 100% confidence. We have 75 gold. We might as well investigate the peeler. Shatters armor. Bounty Hunter's Helm. We don't have a helmet right now. After every encounter with combat, draw a gold gain card. That's extremely good. We may well find value in that card. I think apart from that, we don't need anything else. Dark Alleys. While roaming the dark alleyways of the capital, you see a suspicious group traveling in your direction. Hopefully a group that's full of conspirators? Nope, okay. The peeler. I guess we'll go for the unguarded... Or we'll go for the visible enemies with a locked chest. The reason being, we don't want the peeler. We'd rather just have any kind of gain. Wow, we look like Hagar the Horrible or something right now. Straight out of the funny pages. Nothing good is found in cities. Get out of here, Kolbjorn. I'll have you know, I'm from the 3rd most populous city in Canada. There's a lot of good stuff found here. Sushi. One of Canada's strongest tech markets. Did I mention the sushi? Okay, look. I can understand your cynicism. At the same time, it falls on deaf ears right now, my friend. Do it. Win the game. I'm ready. 1 conspirator out of 12, 15 minutes in. What's 12 times 15? That's a tough one. It's outside of the normal 12 by 12 that you learn in 6th grade. By my count, I think we'll be here for 80 or 90 years. Great roll. Oh, my... Except die. Thank God. Sure. Lose Kolbjorn. Save yourself from embarrassment.
Well done. You continue to impress.
I don't want the Scorched Blade. I appreciate it, but I don't need it. Gain 10 gold. That's beautiful. I really respect that. Oh, this is the exit. That's my bad. Keep exploring for a second. What's the top card? The healer. We don't need the healer, but maybe, could buy information? No, but that gives us mapping. I think we just want to leave. We have 7 food. I don't think we need to spend just yet. We can always camp and buy the limited stuff. Join the line into the Blood District. The soldier shouts a proclamation to the crowd. Attention, from this day forward and until further notice, there will be checkpoints at all gates. With the speech over, you continue shuffling through the gates with the rest of the crowd. You hope you're not recognizable enough to arouse suspicion. Easy money. Oh! Combat. Alright. See, this mission... I'm not a game designer. I have made games as a hobbyist. They're bad, and I'm being honest with you. You know, I've talked openly about the game Tomo Quest that I built over the course of like a week. Like a pseudo game jam sort of deal. That game is not good. I know, you watch me do mobile games in the stream sometimes as I prepare for Champions of Fire, and you laugh at them. You denigrate them. You say this is a bad game. They're 10 times better than Tomo Quest. Tomo Quest is nearly unplayable unless you have a connection with the person who made it. Being genuine with you there. But if I may put my armchair game designer hat on a little bit, I think it's possible to have good criticism without necessarily being qualified to act on that criticism, within the breadth of your own skills. How can you justify populating the deck with cards that 20 minutes into the mission leave you 1/12 of the way to completion, when you've already established the precedent that the average Hand of Fate 2 mission takes about, 20 to 60 minutes? It just leads to a sense of malaise that kind of, I'm exasperated, despite the fact that maybe I'm being a little immature about it. I'll meet you halfway there and accept that that's possibly the case. I am a nearly 30-year-old man who plays video games for a living. Might be caught in a certain state of arrested development despite my attempts to emulate the behavior of an adult individual. All this being said, where are the conspirators going to show up? No! Good trank dart straight to the neck. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to agree with me, and I mean that sincerely. Feel free to think that I am just bad. I accept that. I'm not even mad if you think I'm bad. Sometimes I watch other streamers, and someone goes, well, he's not very good at this, and they ban them, and I go, what are you doing? You're not very good at this. Approach it objectively to some extent. It doesn't mean they're not a fan. They're obviously watching you for, like, some reason, right? I know I might not be that good at Hand of Fate 2, but my criticism is just, I don't understand where we're supposed to get these conspirators. Like, we have 1 of 12 20 minutes into the episode. Now, the 12 might just be to get a goalie, but still.
The expansion of the game. More options.
We're going to trade equipment for food, I think.
More opportunities.
Like, we do not need... Wow, we got a lot of stuff. We don't need the worker's hammer. And we don't need battered helm. Those are 2 easy ones. Gain 3 food. And then 15. No, so that's all the food we're ever going to need. We're up to 29. Trade equipment for other equipment, I think. Trade 2 for 1 new random. I think this is fine. Because we're never going to use Empire's Burden. And I'm being honest with you. I don't use artifacts as much as I should. So we might as well try to recycle it into like a breastplate or something. Ah, that's actually
a violent tool
still
for the lower class.
There, look at that. We got the token out of it. I'm happy. We're closing up, they said. We closed shop. We could leave if we want. We're going to continue exploring for now, but I recognize that our odds of getting conspirators are probably low to begin with. The apothecary is inundated with a tense rabble of city inhabitants. As you get closer, you notice the door has been barred shut. An elderly woman is on her knees weeping, clutching a pearl necklace to her chest. Open up, if you know hard, my daughter succumbed to the rot. The rest of the crowd shrinks away from the man, some covering their mouths fearfully. Find another way in. Right, I remember. Okay, greet the bird-like woman. Hello, I am your helm. My twin is Yanis. I have heard that you want to destroy the Empire. She pledges her services. Thank you, I appreciate it. The owner, a bespectacled, spindly gentleman, jumps at your surprise entrance. Throw a heavy bag of gold on the counter. We're not doing anything with our gold right now. We got tons of food. Let's do it. He considers the heaping pile of gold, then with a sigh pulls a large crate out from behind the counter. Inside you see dozens of small bottles of amber liquid. Here, take them. I never claimed this was a cure, but desperate times make desperate people. It is here that you explain your quest. The bespectacled apothecary nods. If you can fix this, I will join your cause. 3 of 12 conspirators. The townsfolk outside the apothecary fall to their knees in gratitude, to their knees in gratitude. When you hand out the little amber bottles, 1 bottle is left over. You keep it for yourself. John the blacksmith, Harriet the widow pledge their services to our cause. That's amazing. We now have 5 of 12. Things change quickly. Oh! I had it. I saw it. How do you... I gotta be honest. I hate the rhetoric where people were like, you can just follow the cards. If the card always finishes in the top slot, yes, I agree. Apart from that, there's a little element of variance that comes in my opinion. Alright, so we got Infinity Empire soldiers to take care of. We didn't equip the Humble Hammer, did we? $19 damage is just less than I would expect. But I don't believe this is the Humble Hammer. This looks like Dark Thirst. I do appreciate that they all have different models. That's perfect. Yes. More crits, please. No, roll. Roll. There's still like 20 enemies left. No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just being snotty right now. 66 HP. It's just the combat starts to wear you down, dude. It's, you know, when you got one combat every 6 minutes, I think it's a little easier to stay sharp. When you end up, you know, one combat every 2 minutes, and it's against infinity soldiers, I kind of find myself finding it hard to maintain focus. But you know what? Maybe that's me being a baby. What would Tiger Woods do? He would persevere. He would win 12 Grand Slam championships in a single year. Are they called Grand Slams in golf? They're called majors, aren't they? Well, you know what? Me and the Major could become close friends. Bell and Sebastian, track 3, if you're feeling sinister from 1996. And I am feeling sinister in 2016. Be destroyed. Thank you. 27 food. We can always camp if we need the HP. Alright, we made it through. Thanks for the 4 fame. And the 25 gold.
Many
Cemetery.
secrets are buried here. And you
Only
seem
2 people walk the
determined
ground,
to
so
unearth
I remember
more.
this. Okay, so we accompany Hild, and then we head down into the basement. We wait outside the tomb, and if we roll high enough, then we get her as a conspirator. Thank you, Hild. Please join us. I think that a ghost should count as like at least 2 conspirators, but whatever. Sure, we got 6 now. The silver deer. I don't want to swap any of our resources, so I'm gonna leave it be. We have to make it past them again. Oh my god. Wonderful. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to fight in this game constantly, all the time. Feels really good to. Hey, I know you just killed 80 Empire soldiers. Have you considered killing 81? And then 82, and then... So I'm gonna make an executive decision, and you can... Feel free, by the way. I welcome all forms of criticism that start from a good place, at least. Feel free to call me a baby for this. I think I'm just gonna go straight... I'm gonna rush the exit, and the reason for that is very simple. We can go to the other side of the map and have a chance to get the goldies. By getting, because I'm assuming gold is going to be get 12 conspirators, and silver is going to be complete the mission. I could be wrong, and that's, you know, I don't want to start this reasoning on necessarily poisoned ground. But considering we're already infamous, I really, anytime we go to the left, we're going to have to potentially fight 2 enormous pods. Once on the way there and once on the way back. So, for now, I think that rushing the exit seems like the most likely way that we can free ourselves from the prison that is, you know, expectation on this mission. Oh my god. 30 HP. And it feels like we've just started combat. General's dead. Be destroyed. There we go. Hopefully all these enemies are like 1 hit away. Kolbjorn. Destroy them. Slay them, Kolbjorn. There we go, there we go. Be actually dead. My god. So after that, I really feel like we're in the right to just ignore the remaining patrolling soldiers cards. We're too infamous to make it past them in all likelihood. I appreciate the gold, not even joking, but it's probably a good time to camp. We have 24 food. Maybe we can buy healing? Nope. Well, we will cook food. Cook food. Cook food. Cook food. Cook food. Cook food. Get the macaroni and noodles. It's to the tune of Footloose by Kevin Bacon. Alright, we're up to 73 HP. Let's exit. Join the line. Beat the gambit. You might think, NL, why don't you try to follow the card? I'm trying. You follow the card, okay? Don't look at the comments to tell you where the card is. I'm sure there's a timestamp. Oh, why doesn't he just follow the card? It's not that easy. I don't have the same resources you have access to. The benefit of hindsight, for example. Genuinely, 100% trying to follow the card. If it ever passes beyond the first option in the column, I'm not going to say that it's random, but it becomes much more of a crapshoot. You gotta have the eyes of a freaking eagle to make it happen. Be destroyed. You are slain! Do they die if I press the X button harder? Because in my mind, I'm pressing this X button as hard as I can. You will be destroyed, sir. Come back to life. And then follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Down, down, down. See all my dreams! Get torn. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm starting to understand. Nice bayonet charge. Why don't you go back to Call of Duty? Face me. Face me. What's your plan? Good one. That went very well. Oh. I swear this game tries its best to infuriate me. Will not work. I'm unrattleable. Okay. In my brain, I think the best option is to go through this patrolling soldiers card. It opens up 6 cards to us instead of 3. Probably should have hit the other 3 first, but if we have to kill him now, so be it. Let's go! Oh, it actually doesn't open 6 cards, so we have to go past them every time.
Power is placed upon them.
A peasant approaches
you.
you.
Hold that power back, or will it fall with you?
And says, "Great warrior, our village has become a regular target for the Northern Raiders. They've set up a camp near our village. There's no need to kill them all. If you incite enough fear, they will leave us alone. We have little to offer, but I'm sure we can find something to give you for your troubles." Oh, I thought they were going to give me the option. But apparently, because I've been asked, I must do. Not that salty, but I am mildly annoyed, because any opportunity to skip combat feels right now. Defeat many. Wow, what an incredibly specific bit of feedback. I'm assuming that that is shorthand for defeat as many as possible. We got 0 so far, but that can change. We probably got a lot semi-close to death. We lose like 2 seconds every time one of them attacks, though. Nice, nice, yeah. Keep it up. I think we did end up taking the hit for that. 2 more hits. Dude, I think we've had a pretty efficient destruction of the Northerner, like, bloodline here. Hopefully they're on our side. Enough to get some resources? You tell the peasants the cowardly Northern Raiders will not bother them any longer. To fame. To fame. North and South! They're to fame. Corrupted burrow. Sure. Make a please, let us out! Passers-by are pointedly ignoring the wails and screams. Only a lonely man kneels against the barrier. Yeah, agreed to go into the burrow. With a running leap, you mantle the makeshift barrier. You land in a burrow much like the others, except it's deserted and there's a body at your feet. Head to the source of the groaning. Get ready to fight some blight creatures. I love combat. It's like the most fun part of this video game. I've not soured on it completely, but I am hurtling towards having a high preponderance of hydrogen ions, if you know what I mean. Dude, the spire's gotta go. No! You're attacking the wrong enemy. Okay, there we go. Dude, Kolbjorn is getting bodied. What are you doing? I think he just said the F word. Did you hear? Yeah, get bashed. It's the nice thing about having a good weapon. The bashes are highly potent. Go ahead. There we go. Finish the job. Come back to life, Kolbjorn, so you can do something, hopefully. Roll away. Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky you got me. Hubris got the better of me. There we go. Not so bad. in the whole scheme of things. With a pillar broken, the massive corruption quivers and erupts, spilling black ooze across the cobblestones. You notice a crowd of townsfolk staring in astonishment from a nearby house. You approach the ragged bunch, among these by a golden-haired woman with a yellow scarf. Lena the Ball Maiden, excuse me, pledges her services to your cause. Explore further. Yeah, sure, why not? This is gettable. Let's actually go. Farron the Silversmith pledges his services to your cause. Explore. You can still do this. Let's continue to go.
Nicely timed.
Thank you. Thank you, dealer. In the gloom, you hear the tinkling laughter of a child. Tinkling? Instinctively, you unsheath your weapon, but the room is empty. Find the source of the laughter. You search the darkened corners of the schoolhouse and unearth a hole in the wall hidden behind a fallen desk. The giggles are coming from somewhere within. That's failure, but not heavy failure. I can live with it.
What an unfortunate time for
You
your
peer into
skills
the darkness
to
and
leave
spy a
you.
pair of beady red eyes. Without warning, a tiny animal warped unrecognizably by the corruption leaps out at you. The mad little bundle of scabs and fur hisses at you and scurries out the door. You pick through the creature's nest but find nothing of value. Okay, look for supplies. Same exact situation. Yeah, you find nothing of use. Okay, cool. Janus the Twin pledges her services. 9 of 12 conspirators. Let's go. Sneak them over the wall. I just realized, by the way, I believe last time we tried to sneak them over the wall, we lost one. Hopefully we can avoid that, although I think we've already chosen the same exact option. Yeah, abomination, sure, whatever. Defeat them all! Is this guy's name Thamal, or what's up here? You can understand my confusion, perhaps. This is easy enough. That's fine. You gotta take a hit sometimes to learn. What do I mean by that? I have no idea. I'm just salty about the fact that I got hit, and I'm trying to find a reasonable explanation for having done so. Beautiful. That was actually, like, not bad at all. Okay. Tolan the Weaver pledges his services to our cause. Let's actually go. Okay. So we got 10 of 12 conspirators. We're getting there, dude. No! Continue exploring. Okay. That's fine. We're close. We're almost done, actually, I think. We need 2 more conspirators.
The
Carriage of the
ceremonies
Departed.
of death are often
I remember
all
this
that is
card.
left to the living,
It's a
especially
dice
in times
gambit.
of war.
I think we
Chaos.
failed at it last time. Keep the 6. Keep the 6, reroll the 4. I believe. Oh, it's so much worse. No, don't even bother. You need to. It's a 16% chance, no matter what, you lose your companion, so it's not worth it. You've collected 10 deceased. You lead the carriage south of Hull, calling for the dead. Maybe I don't remember this card now that I think about it. Certainly, we want to get rid of the 2s. Wow. Maybe this time we got to roll a 3 or better. Sure, that's fine. You've collected 28 deceased. Gain 5 food? That doesn't seem right. Having completed your circuit, you return to the Empire Captain for your reward. You get 28 gold. 1 gold for each body. Not worth it.
I would not
Fallen
risk
treasure.
my skin for mere treasure.
Holy mace.
You do as you see fit.
I'm gonna leave it because I don't care about that equipment.
You have far
Toshers.
more pride than the usurper ever did.
A noxious smell
But
alerts...
you reach far
Excuse me,
further
sir.
than he did. Curious.
A noxious smell alerts you to an oncoming group of Toshers led by a short, stumpy woman with an eye patch. Oh, Pitchieve, they call her. Oh, that's not dialogue, that's a text in my head with quotation marks. And although they dress in greasy grabs, their fingers are adorned with exquisite rings and their pockets are deep with gold. Look at this princess, I bet they've never done a day's dirty work. What do you say, fancy eking out a bit of coin? Tides are coming. Better get in there quick, princess, says Eye Patch Eve as one of her consorts lifts a lid off a manhole. As you and the Toshers come splashing down and your boots soak up the muck, you feel something at the bottom of the putrid subterranean river. I don't want any of this. I do not care. I suppose we'll take a helmet. There they go. You plunge your hands into the rancid water to pull it out. Oh, good.
Back to the bones. I hope you have learned to be their master.
Keep the 6. Keep the 4. Reroll the 1. I hate myself. And I hate probability. You plunge your hand deep, only to fish out an old boot. I'll have that, snaps Eye Patch Eve. She takes a big whiff of it before stashing it in a crusty bag. The sewer walls tremble. Time to surface! They pull you out just as the tunnel floods. Wonderful. Well... good. Guaranteed combat we have no choice but to enjoy. Shall we? We have no companion this time, but to be honest with you, oh, wait, you do have a companion. He's back. I was just going to suggest that I drive on the streets because she's my companion. I do my good deeds because she knows who I am. I don't think those are the lyrics to Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but that was what I was going for. I guess, like, we're getting into some real conversation over the course of these Hand of Fate episodes. I pride myself as being a YouTuber who speaks about games with decorum and respect. And, you know, when I encounter something that I think is bad in a video game, my reaction is not, what kind of stupid idiot came up with this? You know, my reaction is, like, I'm sure they had good reasons. But I still, like, something about the fact that some of these Hand of Fate missions are so inundated with combat that's essentially unavoidable, especially in this case, and in the case of Justice. Just leaves me wondering, like, what were people telling you during playtest? They were like, the strength is combat. Wouldn't it be fun to have a mission that's 99% that? Admittedly, that's an exaggeration. That's not 100% fair. But I feel like, Defiant, if you're listening to this, I'm just one man. I mean that sincerely. I'm not trying to leverage an audience in favor of making this happen. Please, make a dungeon crawler. We've done it.
Well done.
I'm being serious. The combat stuff is not bad. There's just too much of it, in my opinion. We're already in for this. We might as well expect. And some people may like it more than I do, admittedly. Wow, that's extremely lucky. Make a dungeon crawler. Continue the deck building aspect. The precision gambits. Well, not just precision, like the cards, the dice, the pendulum, all that stuff I think works pretty well. But forsake the combat a little bit. Oh, that's terrible. I think it'll benefit you in the end. I think it'll make something more interesting. It might come across as a little less marketable, but who knows. So they add another Brimstone card. Yeah, Bounty Hunter's Helm is just helping us get a ridiculous amount. Oh my. I'm begging you. It's too much. It's too much combat. It's getting ridiculous. There are no innocents in battle. It's a very unnuanced approach to take, but I understand where you're coming from, I suppose. Alright, one's going down. Another one of these guys is close, but I don't remember if it's that one or if this guy's also on the edge now. Alright, now we can actually start engaging. Smash. Smash. Resent the damage, but life goes on. You're the last remaining foe. Be destroyed. As always, thanks for your help, Kolbjorn. And by help, I mean providing absolutely no value whatsoever. Well, no, that's not fair. He kited a single enemy for 15 seconds. Search for spoils. Why not? Morton's Magic Door. If you ever draw a life pain card, move to the end. That might be merciful at the present moment. Because I am eager to try to finish this off. Okay, fully 50% chance to succeed. Let's go. This one, much lower on the odds portion, but 4 and a 5 means we need a 6. If we keep the 5 alone, we need 2 5s. Still unlikely, but I think slightly better odds. Maybe not. Now that I think about it, it's much more likely to roll a 6 than it is to roll 2 5 or graters, isn't it? Keep our companion. And, you know, add as many brimstone cards as you want. See if I care. Thanks for the meaningless gold. Okay. Oh! There's no conspirators. It's just corrupted as far as the eye can see. Why do you punish me so? For enjoying the game enough to play this deep into it. It's alright. It's alright. One down. That was definitely a voice sample of Seth Rogen going, I should know. I watched the night before. Last night. 2 nights ago, maybe. The Christmas movie where Seth Rogen takes a bunch of drugs. Why did I watch it? I'm going to give you an answer. And if you disagree with this answer, then you're not a human being. It was on Netflix. Pretty much what it comes down to. That's enough. What was that? I love physics. Oh, 48 minutes. I'm begging you. Allow me to free myself from this prison. The purgatory of the Moon Challenge. Yeah, I know. So, sure. Search for spoils. Gain equipment. Dionysius' revenge.
So
amazing.
much revenge permeates the world these
Whatever you
days.
say, buddy.
I cannot help but feel responsible.
Yeah, and then roll a 12. Easy, right? There you go. Roll a 15. Even easier. 5. 5. We got a 1/3 chance. That's fine. Yes, accept the die. Add no more brimstone. Oh, we've done it. Oh. Sure, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready. Take me to the exit. I'm good to go. Enter. Whatever. Open the heavy doors. You must be the traitor. General Flint Hollow. Right, okay, I remember we made it almost all the way here before. We lose the Goldie, and then we died against the General last time, if I remember correctly. Lose 10 life. Whatever. Fight me. See if I care. There's an ogre. You draw your weapon. I'm ready. I am prepared. I wish it didn't have to be like this, but it's the situation as it presents itself right now. He's a friend from work. Start. Whoa! Start throwing artifacts in there, dude. Give him something to buy. We did lose our companion for the final aspect. Probably not very intelligent of me. My dude, I actually thought you were a basic enemy because you're getting bodied so hard. This should embarrass you. You're actually dead. Ogre, we don't need to fight anymore, dude. The dude who chained you up is long since deceased. Just go live your ogre-y life. See if I care. I do find myself, as we come to the end of this mission, potentially, asking, how did I fail this, really? This is not necessarily a super difficult combat encounter. Okay, well, let's wait until you actually finish the enemies off to start talking smack. 1, 2, 3, overhead smack. 1, 2. Oh, I tried to roll, but I was stumbled for whatever reason. This is fine. It's fine. Roll. 1, 2. You're definitely dead. Now it's just musketeers. I remain unperturbed. We're gonna do it. This mission doesn't need to be this long. I'm thrilled we're done. I'm being honest with you. I'm happy that we've added one more mission to the kill count here. You have bested me. He draws a choking breath and his eyes fall on the dead. Enslaved ogre, listen, the land is sick. Maybe you were right. Maybe the emperor must die. For it to heal, you must be vigilant. They know you are here now. They know you're coming for him. As his last breath leaves his body, the general looks at you appraisingly, blood welling in one eye. You will die in there, you know? Sure, whatever, dude. How about, S my D?
Now death is inevitable. It will come for the emperor, and we will see what changes.
We did finally get the Dark Thirst. Is that a trading house? Okay. And Dark Thirst? Is that this one? Yeah. Encrusted mace. Encrusted. Almost never a good word unless gem comes before it, but sure. Or diamond. Did we unlock new missions? Nope, we still gotta beat the star. Well, hey, thanks for watching. I mean that sincerely. Almost like you've donated your time to watch me suffer here. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. We'll do the star mission. We'll succeed. I guarantee it. Asterisk.